Why hello everybody! You probably read the title of this video thinking that I was some kid or teenager that just wanted to gain some clicks and views on a video because I was talking about one of the most popular free games on the Roblox website called Jailbreak. Now, you're not completely wrong, but I didn't even think of that until I started writing the script for this video. Now, don't click off, but I legit wanted to make a video explaining to the millions of people that play Roblox daily of why I find the Jailbreak game is just one giant money-making scheme for the team involved with making the game that are not creative in their updates and game design as a whole, as well as explain to all of my viewers on my Roblox live streams exactly why I don't find fun playing the game as it gets boring rather quickly. Now, you all may be asking me, but what do you mean? The game is designed to allow inmates the ability to escape prison and become criminals, while the police must try to prevent the inmates from escaping and recapture the criminals. To that question and statement, don't you think the police should be divided to begin with, similar to how the inmates are separated from the criminal category? That way you can have a new category called correctional officers, or COs for short, just like all realistic prisons usually have. That way, the actual police can be sent out every time there is an escape announced and actually have a better time to capture the escaped criminals, rather than having to chase a bread trail along with the what would be CO's division that is supposed to be staying at the prison overwatching the inmates, as well as watching out for any inmates trying to escape and chasing after any inmates that only just reached the escape status and are in running distance from the prison walls. Hell, when inmates are escaping prison to begin with, they shouldn't even be at criminal status at all unless they have the money to be automatically considered high-risk criminals. Instead, there should be either another category for inmates or a status next to their name saying escaping or escaped. Thus, low-valued inmates shouldn't even be at criminal status until they make enough money to achieve that status from robberies or any other devious crime. Which is another turnoff for me trying to enjoy the game. What is there to do after escaping? Seriously! They consider each small robbery update as something big like the train robbery, but the train is more of a pain to rob thanks to the physics of the Roblox engine combined with the velocity that the train is moving at that makes it nearly impossible to rob because your character will end up either not being able to stay standing on the train while getting on, or once you actually get inside a train, you may end up clipping through a wall inside the car depending on how fast you're moving, trying to break open the vault. Now, as I said, it's not completely impossible to actually rob the train because I'm sure many of you have done it before, and I believe they did fix the speed at which the train was moving back when they first announced the train as being robbable, because back when I remember it first was announced, they had to actually fix the train to make it stop derailing from the tracks, which was because I presume the speed of the train just couldn't deal with the turns on the track, so it ended up clipping through and derailing from the track. And I believe when you played, you had to wait for the respawn timer of the train after it despawned due to the derailing. But of course, I may just be remembering a fake fantasy that I made up in my mind as I was writing the script, as I have been on Roblox since December of 2008, so I've been around for nearly everything that's majorly gone on with the website as a whole. But anyways, where was I? Oh right, I was talking about the small amount of robberies that you can participate in, such as only being able to steal from the small amount of registers placed in the stores in the game, which as far as I know may only be the donut shop and gas stations, but I could be wrong, as well as robbing the bank, the jewelry store, and the museum, which each one I do have a problem with, but I do like the different environments with each different heist in the game. So let's start off with how you go about robbing the bank. First off, I have a problem with how you must obtain access to get into the bank. Why does it require to have a stupid prison card? to enter the buildings. I didn't realize that the police were in charge of opening a store or a bank when they should be on the lookout for criminals or escaped inmates. I really wonder what the creative team was drinking or smoking to think that the criminals needed to have a prison card to access the entrance to an established store or bank in the game. Why not be able to steal from either place during the day, similar to how you can rob places in the Payday franchise? Or have a little creativity and try to find or steal the blueprints of the different buildings in the game at a warehouse that is guarded by players or NPCs, or even use the same spotlight circles used in the museum of the game. Speaking of those spotlights, why aren't those used more than once in the game? Like in the prison, they would be perfect at night to be used in the courtyard during the night when every inmate should be in their cells sleeping, and the only people that would be tolerated in the circles would be the police and correctional officers. This would make getting out of the prison so much more fun and enjoyable, rather than just running for one of the escape routes, after which some of you may, of course, just try to steal a card from a guard on duty, as you usually do, and end up arrested and immediately put back in your cell. But I, of course, do applaud the effort for the creative team to add the bombs that you need to break open the vaults and make an exit possible from the store or bank. Although, if this game did allow you to supply yourself at the criminal base with supplies you need for each different heist, then I would enjoy the game so much more too. But of course, you can't expect little John, that is only 7 years old, to actually understand these mechanics of the game unless they're actually willing to learn from a guide that their parents would much less care to teach them about. Unless, of course, their parents actually would play with their kids on Roblox, and if that's the case, then kudos to you for being active with what your child is doing in their personal time. But let's talk about getting into the banks and stores in other ways, like why not add the feature of shooting the windows to try to get in, and if the windows are bulletproof, then just have a little detail above your shooting cursor while aimed at the windows saying that it's bulletproof, and if you choose to shoot, the building's alarm system will turn on, or go all professional and propel down a helicopter onto the building's roof and propel Mission Impossible style down into the building from the skylight that you must unlock, or use a laser just like you already can while trying to get into the jewelry store from the side windows. Which, just one small question, how do you have a laser to access the jewelry store? Because when I last streamed the game, which you can check that stream out at the card icon in the corner of this video, I was shocked to see a police player had the laser already usable when they did the little animation while getting into the store. So is the laser something you have to go out and find, or is it something only the police have that is another item that you have to go out of your way to steal from them and then obviously get screwed over by getting arrested immediately? Because, like I said, that type of item would be perfect for including in an area of the criminal base and used for heists. Now, I am definitely fine with how you steal from the jewelry store, but I just have a little suggestion that you show a sign on the wall or some other clue saying that you need to break the glass with fists, similar to the prison gate situation that is already in place. What I do have an issue with this method, though, is that you have no audible or visible clue that you're making any progress of breaking the glass. Like a simple animated texture on the glass would be great to see. Now let's talk about the museum heist, which, as far as I can tell, is the only place you can really consider to be a heist, because I was even shocked about those spotlights that are just circles on the ground and not cones that you would usually see in an amateur's first time obstacle course. Anyways, just starting the heist is great from the beginning because you can't just do it alone like every other robbery. You actually are required to have a second player as soon as you use dynamite to destroy the roof, which they could have just used a skylight where each person had to take a different side of the skylight and get in without just blowing up the ceiling, which technically should make the alarms sound from any debris that realistically would land on the ground, but instead just disappears because Coding! Then I believe you have to solve a puzzle in order to access the prize, which is a mummified body. But I didn't have to do this puzzle because I was too much in awe of the actual security system within the place, which no other place has other than the lasers in the jewelry store. And then work with your partner on timing to pull the switch that disables the alarm system, making it possible to leave through the front door, which if any of you have made an epic escape chase scene on YouTube that is fully voiced and not just full of text between two vehicles, then be sure to comment that video link down below in the comments. As far as I know, those are the only robberies you can participate in to get money. Why aren't there NPCs in the streets that you can rob from that will call the cops if they see you still in your jumpsuit? That would encourage you to actually head to one of the hideouts right away and get your clothes immediately. Anyways, I just noticed how long I've made this script and haven't even spoken about what I think of the area of the prison and its design and how the life there should be for inmates and guards. I will have to make this video a two-parter to get the rest of my points across of why I don't like the Jailbreak game. So I would like to know your opinion in the comments below of whether you like my criticism of the game so far, as well as whether or not you do still like to play the game or don't bother to touch the game for your given reason, as I do try to respond as much as I can to any comments on my videos. Be sure to leave a like on the video if you do enjoy, and subscribe for more videos as I release them, while also hitting that bell icon to never miss an upload, and I will talk to you guys next time. Bye now.